Hello. Right now it's June 16th and it is 7:51 p.m. So basically I'm making this video right now cuz my one of my charging adapters broke today in like a day or two ago. My Fire TV broke, the little stick broke. We had to buy a new Fire TV stick. And I have a feeling that this is because Junaid is getting rejected by the girls. I mean, they were already sending me all these threats to break my car, and then the under part of the front part of my car was broken one day when I went there. But it's just kind of like, some things you can copy about a person, some things you copy, and then it comes out like this is not how it goes, man. So you can wear my sweater and just change the color, wear glasses, even though I don't wear glasses. I only wear it when I watch TV and when I'm driving. But when I'm watching TV, sometimes it was just like the little picture would come, the cartoon picture where everyone's like looking at someone like really nicely. And I guess these people like really started to wear glasses because they thought I look really good with glasses on. But I only wear glasses when I'm watching TV and driving, and they would get really jealous and they would put up on like as an ad for my CNN ads. It would say something like the movie star, the TV star or something, because like apparently people liked me watching TV because they would watch me watch TV. So you could copy the sweater, you could copy the glasses, even wear the glasses in the bathroom, even though those are far-sighted glasses that Junaid wears. But some things you got to copy correctly. So if you're telling people that you lack social skills, you're not supposed to be begging them to talk to you. That's the whole point of lacking social skills, is you're not supposed to want to talk to them really badly. Instead, it's supposed to be the other way around. They're supposed to be wanting to talk to you, but since you lack social skills, you're not supposed to be interested in talking to people. People that lack social skills are not that interested in talking to people. Just letting you know, a little FYI for your information. If you lack social skills, you're not supposed to be begging people to talk to you all day and then begging law enforcement to start breaking things like my Fire Stick or car or my charging adapter or something like that just because people are not talking to you. Lacking social skills means that you're not supposed to be interested in people talking to you. Instead, it's supposed to be the other way around. They're supposed to be interested in talking to you, and you're supposed to say, I'm not really into it. So it was just kind of like, yeah, there were. So when the girls would run after me, I would just tell them straight out, like, you're just gonna have to wait a little bit, but just letting you know, all I do is pray and study all day. So if that's okay with you, that's fine with me, sort of thing. You're not supposed to be begging law enforcement to give you their number so you can just start talking to them if you claim to have lack of social skills. That's how lack of social skills work. You also cannot claim that, oh, I lack social skills, so I just couldn't talk. I couldn't talk that much because I'm not that social, but I just wanted to sleep with the person, which doesn't require any social skills. It doesn't work like that. Let me explain how it works and how it starts off with. People that lack social skills, basically in early childhood, they don't really like, so basically mine was due to being autistic, which I did not even know about. So that was one of the claims that I made. I told them that I was autistic, and I started off early in life, like childhood. I would watch documentaries all day long, and from morning till night when I was a child. And then at nighttime, my mother would go and turn off the TV and just tell me to go to sleep. And the next day, on the weekends, I would literally watch TV from morning till night. Obviously, they argued about this as well. They're like, no, that's a beautiful lie. It's also a made up story and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's no way I could prove it. Or so I thought. Law enforcement became so crazed over this story that I said that I was, when I was a child, that all I did was watch documentaries all day from morning till night, and at nighttime my mother would turn off the TV and I would go to sleep, and the next day on the weekends, this is literally all I did, stare into a TV screen watching documentaries like the History Channel logo, something to do with like my autistic part of my brain. I just like staring into it It was just like really weird, like this obsessive thing, like how I like watching the Chinese Century of Humiliation now. I have no clue why, but it just makes my brain click. So that History Channel logo, as a child, it would just make my brain click. And I would stare into it from morning till night, especially on the weekends. Till at nighttime, my mother would just give me dinner and tell me to go to sleep. And that's literally all I did from morning to night. And I told them that this was the earlier part of my brain, well, savant. Basically, this is how the autistic part of my brain started off. And then later on, it evolved into staring into textbooks that they tested and studied for 4 years from October 2019 till July 1st, 2023. 12 hours each and every single day, all day, every day. So basically, it started off from that, just staring into a History Channel logo all day long in childhood. And then later on in life, it just evolved into staring into textbooks all day long from morning till night. Literally for 4 years, from October 2019 till July 1st, 2023, all I did was stare into a textbook from morning till night for 4 years, from October 2019 till July 1st, 2023. That is all I did from morning till night. So basically, that was my story. And I told them straight out what the truth was. And I was like, look, this is how it started off like, and this is how it ended up like. And so basically, yeah, obviously they were all just like, that's a beautiful lie. Also a made up story. It's not true. This and that, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you the kind of technology they're given in law enforcement. So they just told their computer, lock up the rest of his brain, let the autistic child part stay, and then they tested it out. Let me repeat that for you. The technology that law enforcement has been given by the government is so advanced that they told the computer to lock up the rest of my brain and let the childhood autistic part stay, to test that childhood autistic part out of the entire brain. On January 20th, 2026, they tested out the childhood autistic part of my brain using this computer technology that they have. I have no clue how. Don't ask me. Ask them. If they're truthful with you, they'll tell you exactly how they did it. I was able to watch documentaries on January 20th, 2026, like how I did when I was a child. When I was a child, I would watch this documentaries all day long from morning till night. And I was able to do it on January 20th, 2026. And I had the exact same feeling I had as a child watching these documentaries from morning till night. And I was just like, how in the world did they do this? You got to remember, this thing has evolved. If they let go of my brain savant completely, and I tell my brain someday, I'm like, all right, Hassan, I know you like staring into textbooks and you got photographic memory and this and that because it evolved. So in the starting, I just stare into textbooks and then all these powers started coming in. If I tell my brain one day after they let my brain savant go in, I'm just like, all right, Hassan, let's go back to how your brain was like and feeling like exactly how it was when you used to watch documentaries as a child. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to get the same exact feeling I would while watching those documentaries to get the exact same feeling I would as a child. You got to remember, this autistic part of the brain has evolved. How the heck they did it, or should I say, how the heck the computer system did it that has energy weapon torture tools used around my head, I have no clue about. But they did. And on January 20th, 2026, I got the exact same feeling I used to have as a child when I used to stare into the History Channel logo as a child, and I would do it from like morning till night. Like I'd wake up in the morning, brush my teeth real quick, have a quick breakfast, and just turn that TV on, watch the History Channel. Doesn't matter if it's commercials going on or what. It's how autistic people's brains work. And I would just watch it from morning till night. And at nighttime, my mother would just close the TV and turn it off. She just told me to go to sleep. Quick dinner, go to sleep. Next morning, wake up, do the exact same thing. All day, over the weekends. And weekdays after school, I would do the exact same thing. And there was absolutely no way of proving that or so I thought. And they are given such advanced technology that they were able to prove that point of mine. The sad part is they've only used this advanced technology to run sex games with Uncle Joey's in-laws since 2001, money fraud that's still being traded right now, or to use that technology to touch my penis, which they did, their person did. There was a girl amongst them, night of January 7th, June 7th, when the Savant test result for May 10th came out. She used mental torture first, and then she used this technology to stroke on my penis, the front bottom part of it. And then on the night of June 13th, she would do things like touch my tongue and then make my rectum feel wet and then stroke on the front and bottom part of my penis. Yeah, the kind of technology these people are given and what they're using it for. Basically, doing all of that was for greed, so that I would grow with her, because the May 10th Brain Savant test results came out. Anyways, the thing about it is, when you lack social skills, you're not supposed to be begging people to talk to you. In fact, it's supposed to be the other way around. If it is like people really want to talk to you, they're supposed to be trying to talk to you really badly, and you're supposed to be like, no, I like social skills. That's how it's supposed to work. Like, you're not supposed to be begging people to talk to you all day, and then when they reject you, you ask law enforcement to start breaking things. That's not how it's supposed to work. Like, anyways, this lack of social skill thing I have never heard of before. Now, Jeanette might claim that I didn't want to talk to her because I like social skills, but I just wanted to sleep with her. That is also not how it works, because people that lack social skills, their brain clicks with something else. So it's usually like childhood obsession with something that they watch on TV that for autistic people like me evolves over time, but their brain is mainly obsessive over other things. You got to remember, normal human beings on this planet get a lot of pleasure from socializing with other human beings. People that are autistic and lack social skills, their brain, you can socialize with people, and you would have to for school and work and things of that sort of nature, but it just would not get the same amount of pleasure that normal human beings get from socializing. So whether I was overseas or somewhere else, in the morning I would wake up, open up my laptop, and watch Rome Rise and Fall of an Empire, because that's what I started watching for years and years in life, and so that's what I watched. And I would watch Battles BC from History Channel, because I watched that throughout my entire life, and that's what I would watch. It would make my brain click, because yeah. And obviously, for school and work, I would socialize because I would have to. But for people that are not social, it doesn't make their brain click. And so it's like a childhood thing. You start off like that in childhood. Could be due to various reasons. For me, it was because I was autistic. So you're never going to find me begging someone to talk to me. That would be the exact opposite of lacking social skills. Like, it's just kind of like, if you want to copy someone, like, research it a little bit and then do it, because then you're just going to mess up, and then people are just going to be like, wait a minute, I don't think this is how it works, sort of thing. Like, if you really want to copy someone, you might as well just research it a little bit, because if you're claiming, like, the sweater is fine, you just change the color and you just wear like a black color sweater, that's okay. Glasses are okay. Instead of just TV and driving, you just wear it all day long. Autistic, that's fine. No one's going to try to disprove that, although that is a little weird. But if you're claiming that you lack social skills and you're breaking things from people's houses because people are not talking to you, that's not how it works, okay? Your brain is supposed to click more with other things. You can, people that lack social skills also don't have, usually it's due to, some sort of a, brain changes that a person has. So you're also not supposed to be like sexually frustrated all day long. You can't claim like, I didn't want to talk to them because I lack social skills, but I wanted to sleep with them. That's the only reason I wanted to talk to them, or else I wouldn't be so desperate to talk. I was just desperate to sleep with them. That's the only reason I was trying to talk to them. People that usually lack social skills from early childhood, they're not as like sexually frustrated as normal human beings are either, because that would be a little too much for someone who lacks social skills. So yeah, it's just like on my YouTube, all I watch on like YouTube is like these shows with like Mr. Beast. Let's say, for example, I'm watching Mr. Beast, and the worst thing I watch is like some girl who looks like she's dressed up to go to the beach or something, that sort of thing. And my mother would be like, "That looks bad. That girl, she's not well dressed." And I would just change it. That's like the worst thing, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my God, I gotta watch some more girls looking like that." It's like you just grew up from childhood being a certain way, living your life a certain way. And it's mainly around the TV that you have your obsessions with. It's not outside socializing with people. You're not going to beg people to talk to you. And if they don't talk to you, you're not going to break stuff from other people's houses. And you can't claim that, oh, I wasn't trying to talk to them because I lack social skills. I just wanted to sleep with them. Because people that usually lack social skills are usually not that much sexually frustrated. Instead, it should be the other way around. The other people, like the girls, are supposed to be running after you, and you're just supposed to be like, I lack social skills, so after I get my brain savant, we'll talk, sort of thing. Instead of just being like, you should be talking to me, and if you don't, then I'm going to call law enforcement and break Hassan's things because you don't want to talk to me, but you want to talk to Hassan, and he doesn't even want to talk to you. And the truth is, it's not like I don't want to talk to someone. Law enforcement never even asked me if I wanted to talk to someone or not. But truth be told, until I get my brain savant, there's no reason I would talk to anyone. And if I would talk to anyone after I get my brain savant, it would only be to try to be nice to them so they don't think I'm proud. When I was in Russia, I was coming back from Russia, and what happened was, right before I came back from Russia, it was just like I knew that they got caught with their November 20th false testimony. The reason was I looked at CNN. The front page of CNN, it said, Kremlin sends the Americans packing, and President Putin looked like he couldn't stop laughing. And the reason he couldn't stop laughing was because they asked my dad's framer sisters a question on the testimony stand. And it was this very simple question to do with the crime and the setting they were accusing me of. And they had the wrong answer that blew it for everyone, and everyone just started laughing. I have no clue what it was, but that's what happened. So I knew that they lost, and I knew that their false testimony got caught. I just didn't know they got a billion tries for making false testimonies and lies against the person, due to which in Russia, before I even got on the plane, I knew that they were caught. Because of which I was standing in Russia in my hotel one day, right? Like a day or two before I got on the plane. And I was just thinking to myself, and I was like, look, I don't have any friends right now. So after my brain savant gets freed, because at that time it kind of looked like they obviously got caught. Everyone was laughing at them because of their November 20th false testimony getting so badly caught on the testimony stand. President Putin was laughing as well. Front page CNN just told it to me, like these people just got caught. So I was in my hotel room in Russia, and I was just thinking to myself, I was talking to these people in law enforcement, thinking to myself, just thinking out loud, I was like, look, very soon my brain savant's going to get freed, and I don't want anyone to say about me that I'm proud just because I'm not socializing with people, since I'm not socializing with people right now either. And after I said that, I was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if these people started copying me in terms of lacking social skills and not socializing with people. As soon as I said that, law enforcement started hitting me on my middle finger over and over again really hard. And that let me know that they were copying my lack of social skills. Never in all my years did someone try to copy my lack of social skills. That's not something to be proud of, man. If I could get more social, I would, trust me. it wouldn't just be for I want to be like one of those people that have like 1,000 contacts on their phone, like you're just like sitting somewhere with your relatives and some 5-year-old kid is just sitting there and you just give him your phone hoping that he goes into the contacts and he's just like, oh my God, Isan, you like some 5-year-old would be like, you have so many contacts on your phone. And I would just be like, yeah, well, those are just my friends right there. Just, I talk to them whenever I can, sort of thing. That would be pretty, that's what I dream of being like. I want that kid, like, to be like, I want to be around some relative with like some 5-year-old kid, and I want to hand him my iPhone and like hope that he's just gonna go into my contacts and find like 5,000 contacts in there and just look over to me and be like, you have 5,000 contacts in there. And I would just look back at that kid and be like, yeah, well, those are just my friends. What can I say? Just people that just, they gave me their number. We just talk every now and then. That sort of thing, It's like, that's what I dream of. These people are dreaming of being like me. And at that time, they started hitting my middle finger. I was in the hotel in Russia and I was saying this. I was just like, don't think I'm proud after my brain savant gets freed by saying that I don't socialize with people because I'm proud or things of that sort of nature. You have to remember that even right now, I don't have any friends. And then I was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if these people in law enforcement and their BFF started copying my lack of social skills too. I did not think that was what was going on. I just said it like sarcastically. But as soon as I said it, they started hitting my middle finger really hard. I was like, never in all my years did I think someone would get envious of my lack of social skills. Like, literally, that's like my dream. Like, I want, like sometimes I like, how you like daydream about being something you're not? Like, that's like my daydream. Like, I want like 5,000 contacts on my phone. And I want to be like around some relatives, like some relative or something like that. People that are not envious of me and my brain savant, obviously. And like some 5-year-old kid comes by and I'm just like, you probably want to play Candy Crush on it. You might as well take my iPhone and just hope like that kid like opens up my contacts by accident. He's just like, son, you've got like 5,000 friends on here. And I'd just be like, yeah, well, they just gave me their number, you just talk every now and this sort of thing, that kind of thing. Like, that's like my daydream right there. So when I said in Russia, and I was like, don't think I'm proud after my brain savant gets freed if I don't have any friends, since I don't have any friends right now. And like, and then I was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if law enforcement's BFF started copying my lack of social skills too. I just came out of my mouth because they copy everything. Because of these girls that they told about my brain savant, not me. And they started hitting my middle finger really hard. I was like, never in all my years did I think someone would get envious of my lack of social skills. This is insane. Like, talk about copying someone, It's just kind of like, I always thought like, excuse me, I always thought like growing up, like, it's like autistic people, if you're a fully functioning member of society, you're very lucky. Very lucky. Because I have the powers that Kim Peek has. Not only that, my powers grow over time, as November 14 test results will tell you. From the test that was done for my brain savant for less than a minute on November 14, 2025. Now, they do a less than a minute test. It's not a real test. The real test would be like go my brain savant for like 30 minutes and let it see performing out in the open for 30 minutes. And then everyone can see with their own naked human eye what this is like. And these ears, which are locked right now on the night of April 22nd, 2025, all the way on the back of my head. And these ears would be unlocked. And for 30 minutes, I would be allowed to test it out. Well, that's not what happens. They just let it go for like less than a minute. They quickly get a brain scan from artificial intelligence that they lock everything up again. So I can't perform in less than a minute. And they just get the scan and then they turn it off and then they run away, never to talk about brain savant test ever again. But that's how they do their brain savant tests. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So yeah. So what was I like? They made me forget. but it just kind of like, yeah, autistic people, like, if you're autistic and you look normal, you're very, very lucky. Like, most people that are autistic are not fully functioning members of society. So I have the powers that Kim Peek has, but I'm fully functioning member of society. I can talk to people, I can interact with them. Obviously, because of the things that I grew up with, there are always going to be differences. So I grew up with watching documentaries, and it evolved into staring at a textbook. So socializing is not going to give me pleasure, that sort of thing. But at the same time, I'm very grateful of the fact that, I'm a fully functioning member of society and I can interact with people. But there are some like comebacks, like when I talk, my mouth is like all over the place, and I just kind of feel like if it wasn't like that, it would be better. So it's like, yeah. But anyways, yeah. But it would be kind of weird if like someone I started copying something like that or something of that sort of nature. That would be kind of weird. But anyways, it's just kind of weird. Like someone trying to copy your lack of social skills, like getting envious of that. It's just not something I ever expected in life. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had to make my video about right now.